We're going to sleep easy tonight using sleepers. Just knock them off. You'll have to do a bit of jigging about because no matter how good you think you've got the stone, new job started, which is a dry stack retaining wall. This is what's going to be. These sleepers are just sloping. Looks like they put stakes in front of them as it started leaning to stop them leaning, but yeah, there's no going back now. So we're going to take all these sleepers off. We're going to have to take some of this clean stone out behind, gives a bit more width, and then we've got a dry stack retaining wall system from Tobermore, which we'll show once we get everything moved out the way. So a bit more destruction and clearing out. And then we'll see how these blocks go. I've never used them before. They seem pretty simple to use. They're pretty weighty, so they must have some good retaining properties. Yeah, it'd be nice to work without cement for once and no mess or anything like that. See how it goes. Aye.
Hey, did you want this?
Nope. Tell the camera your pun, Danny. What did you say? We're going to sleep easy tonight using sleepers. We're starting to get this first course in. Complete nightmare of a dig out. Absolute nightmare. The worst ground conditions. Clay, sticky, all this clean stone behind it just falling down. We were digging out and there was bits falling off again. Went home last night, there was loads of heavy rain. We had more fall away, so not pleasant at all. Yeah, we're getting this first course in. What you'll do on the first course, you can see on the back of those, we just knocked a little lip off. So I'll just show you what we do with that. Just, I mean, you can just cut them off, but just knock them off like that. And I'm knocking a bit more off than what we want because I don't want any bits sticking up and I have to trim them off all the time. We're laying on this compacted hardcore because there's no concrete required for these. Place them down like that. You'll have to do a bit of jigging about because no matter how good you think you've got the stone, it's never quite what you think it is when they get laid. See, we're a bit high on the line there. I'll have to just knock this down. Obviously you want to get nice to the line because that's going to decide the rest of your job. You'll leave a 2mm gap between them for a bit of movement, so it says on the spec sheet. Once we've done this course, we'll get the camera back out and we'll show us filling it with a 10mm gravel in it. A few more blocks to go and we'll fire the camera back up. Right, so we've got this first course down. Now we fill in between them, or in the middle of them, with 10mm aggregate. I'll just use a bucket trowel to scrape them off then. I'm not sure if this is for drainage or to add to the weight, so I have read the instructions, but it didn't really say if this was for drainage or just to add the sort of lock in the weight. These are heavy.
See, I don't know why, but I find if you pick them up with your right hand in the middle, left hand on the top, it's not as heavy.
Although if we were laying this with cobble, we'd already be done by now.
Yeah. Drop the piston off at 4. So
Yeah, but she's not usually that early.
yeah, she usually waits at the business for a bit and then heads down.
Oh, shouldn't fancy waiting today. This last course, well, second course, now fill with more gravel. I've lined these through, but I lined these through after I made them. They didn't need a lot of moving because the notches on the back all in line. Oh, break your butt out. Oh! Right, we're now on to the third course. Put the halves in. I'll get this third course dropped in. I'll just show you on the camera now. You can see where this lip sort of slots in on the back. Good example there. You can just see it there. This first course we probably stepped back a bit much, but because we'd knocked the lip off, couldn't see exactly where it was going to sit. Course. You see that first course and have to count it? Well, we put in the last but one course. We're going to fill the gravel behind it now. And Danny's going to be filling up some shingle gravel from the top now, which is good. We can get access from there. Just makes it a bit closer to the trailer and all that. But this 40mm clean that we're putting behind the wall here is a nightmare to shovel. Absolute nightmare. There's got to be a ton on the ground. Got to be. There was just nowhere for it to go as we were working. Well, most of it fell down, to be honest. So yeah, you've got to keep backfilling every time you've done a course because that keeps it nice and solid. Yeah, when these are backfilled and this stuff's in them, they are nice and solid. Really solid actually. Then I'm filling in these V gaps between the tops as well. Yeah, it's getting a pretty solid chunky wall. Right, putting the last course of these on now. Working from up above because it's just a bit of an easier route down. A bit closer to where the blocks are and stuff, 'cause we're feeling it a bit. And we've got the copings to go on after these as well. They haven't been too bad when we got going. I mean, I would consider using them again. I consider it for the right application because I think they can make a alright looking wall that would need very little maintenance, because the issue you get with retaining walls is they need painting. I suppose you can do in brickwork stonework, then it's extra cost, but you know, these once they're laid, that's it, there's no painting, there's no mortar, so you could crack on in the winter with no problems with these. And probably when there's plants and stuff growing out the gaps, so it can be quite attractive to look at. Yeah.
I don't see that.
I must look really lazy off camera. Lovely work. See the full step effect there, which is pretty neat. Let's try and get a shot from back here. Now we got to the stage of sticking the copings on, so just a case of putting some adhesive down. Again, this is all what they specify. Got some suitable adhesive for outdoor use. And then in case of sticking down, I'm doing a 30mm overhang on the front. Simply a case of just place them on, nice and easy really. Oh yeah, just a case of a bit of adhesive down on the block. As much as you can get away with. And then drop it down on there. I'll show you this all finished from the front in a sec. I'll go through whether I would use it again or not. So it does certainly finish them off with these copings across the front now. Right, so the wall is done. Copings are on. First copings I've ever stuck down. They were okay. We had to shim and pack a few a bit. There's the odd tiny step in them, but again, they're different thicknesses. They're all different lengths. The thing I sort of found out with them was to make sure they're like, you know, you push one forward and pull one back to make sure they're sort of tight locked together because of the angles on them. That seems to be a better job for how they're going to last. But all the walls done. We brushed it off, cleaned it off. It's looking good. It's feeling solid. Would I use this stuff again? I'd use it. It'd have to be really the right scenario. I wouldn't use it in a tight space like this again because just to dig out and stuff is a nightmare. But I think if it was a job from scratch where you had no bank behind or anything like that to start with, a nice clean job, I think they would work. But this on a sort of retrofit was a bit more difficult. You'd really want a lot of room to work in and stuff. This, I think, just all the conditions made it hard. But yeah, right scenario, would use it again. I think it's going to stand the test of time. You know, you imagine this now when you get some plants and stuff growing out of this wall, it'll look quite attractive. Come back a bit there, Danny. Try and get the whole length of the wall in. Yeah, it'll weather. Perhaps, you know, if you're doing the job, you could plant some bits and pieces in these grooves to get it to grow nicely. I think it'd be quite an attractive wall. Whether you end up getting kids climbing the little steps, I don't know. That's another thing to think. But, yeah, it's been a bit of a battle, but customers got what they want now. Not going to be worried about this sleeper wall giving way. And yeah, it's tidied it up a lot. I'm just going to pull a bit of stone in the back of these tomorrow, and that is the job completely finished.